Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon. I'm back, and today I'm going to bring you the first part of my beginner series to Marvel Strike Force. This is sort of going to be a series of guides that takes you through every single part of Marvel Strike Force. I see a lot of people come onto the subreddit or Discord, and they're asking, how does the game work? What do I do here? What about this? Who should I farm here? And I decided to make a guide that sort of talks about Marvel Strike Force as if you just installed the game and you didn't know anything about it. And I'm going to explain everything to you guys, from basic stats to team building to who you should farm. And I'm going to talk about all those things throughout this series, but today I want to just talk to you guys about the basics of the roster screen and going through individual characters, and then I want to show you what combat looks like in case you just downloaded this game. So there's a lot of stuff on this home screen. Don't worry about it, I'll break this all down eventually, but right now I'm going to go over to roster right here to look at my characters. So as you can see here, here's a list of all of your characters. So if you scroll down, you can see you have unlocked what star rank they are, and I'll explain all that in a bit. And if you see characters that are grayed out, if I scroll down far enough, you'll see characters that are grayed out. You do not have them unlocked, and this shows the shards you have left until you unlock them. So certain characters have different shard requirements to unlock them. Some are 1-star unlocks, that means you only need 15 shards. Some are 2-star unlocks, that means you'll need 45 shards like Blob over here. Some are 3-star unlocks like Corvus Glaive. And then you have legendary characters, and they're going to require 310 shards, and they're a 5-star unlock, but they're special. You don't collect their shards in normal ways, and again, I'll talk about those in a later video, but let's go through and I want to show you just how you'd look at the stats of a basic character. So who do we want to look at on here? Let's say you're a really big fan of Venom. So let's click on the character, and I'll show you guys the basics of how characters work in this game. So this is sort of the character view tab. This is how you can see your character stats, and we're going to talk about everything on here. So of course there's stars in this game. They have red stars too, and I'll talk about those in a second, but stars, you collect character shards to increase the star rank of your character. Red stars randomly drop from red star orbs, but don't worry too much about red stars right now, because you sort of start working with those as you get later into the game. All you need to know is red stars increase the stats of your characters percentage wise. Here's the curve right now for what red stars do to your character stats, but this is going to be changing soon. This curve is going to get evened out sometime soon, so don't worry too much about these stats right now. Don't even worry too much about red stars at this moment, because you don't start working with those until later in the game, and you don't even have to worry about them until much later in the game. But all you need to know is star rank. You increase that by collecting character shards, and that'll increase your character stats. Right here is all your characters tags. This is important because this is going to help you with team building. Here's the power of your character. Power is a pretty good gauge of where you can take your character in the game. When you're looking at campaign nodes, you can scroll through the enemies and you see how much power they have. It's generally not a bad idea to make sure your team has a similar power level, if not more, but sometimes you can go into a node with a lower power level. And if you click this right here, you can actually see a detailed breakdown of all the character stats. One of the stats of interest is armor. This reduces the incoming damage to the character, so the more armor somebody has, the tankier they are. And the next two most interesting stats, in my opinion, is focus and resistance. When you're applying debuffs to characters in this game, it's not guaranteed to apply a debuff. Focus, the higher a character's focus is, the better chance they have to apply the debuff to a character. And then resistance is sort of on the other end. The higher a character's resistance is, the less likely they are to get a debuff applied to them. So focus and resistance are also pretty important, because that's sort of going to change how buffs and debuffs are going to work with characters. To increase your character's power level, you can equip gear. So I could go right here and I could craft this gear to equip onto him, and this is going to increase the stats as it shows right here. So I can go ahead and do that. As you can see, his power level goes up when I do that. You don't level up characters in this game by using them. You level them up by spending XP chips on them. So as you can see right here, you collect XP chips, and you can sort of increase the character's level, and you have to spend gold to apply those XP chips. And then finally, you can look at a character's abilities here. This is probably the most important thing. Every named character is going to get a basic attack, and as you can see, they have the different levels. You can spend ability materials to increase the level of a skill. As you do that, the skill is going to get better and better. So as you can see, once you get it to a certain rank, this will flip 2 positive effects as opposed to level 4 will only flip 1 positive effect. Every character has a special. This is generally going to be better than a basic attack, and this is also important right here. This is the energy. The filled in bar shows how much energy the character starts with, and if there's any gray bars up here, that's how many total energy you need in order to perform this skill. So Venom's going to start with a full energy bar on his special, so that means he can use it as soon as he spawns in. If there's 2 more little gray bars up here, that means you need to wait 2 turns in order to use this special. And then here you have his ultimate, and then this is what his ultimate does right here. And you should also keep in mind that energy is not shared between skills, so you can use his special skill and then you can use his ultimate. They have separate energy gauges. You gain 1 energy for your special and your ultimate attack each turn, and then every character has a passive as well. Now the reason why I said name characters right there is there's a couple characters in this game that are minions. For example, Kree Reaper, they do not have an ultimate, so they only have a basic, a special, and then a passive. I wanted to show you guys an example of a skill that doesn't start fully charged when you enter the match. So right here, this skill is going to start with 4 out of the 6 energy, so you're going to have to wait 2 turns until you can use this skill. But let's go into a match and I'll show you guys how the gameplay works in Marvel Strike Force. So now I'm going to show you guys a campaign mission in the game to give you guys the basics of combat. Let's just go to one of the first missions in the game. So as you can see right here, this shows the rewards. And if you scroll down, this is going to show the enemies you're against. So this is going to be a really easy mission right here. But let's hop right into this. So I'm going to pick a team. Again, this is going to be a super easy mission. I'm going to skip the dialogue. No spoilers for when you go through this game. Let's get rid of my crazy team right here, and let's put in a real basic team. All right, so I'm going to put in Colossus just as sort of a safety net. He's like 3,000 power, which isn't that incredible, but it's going to be more than enough for this campaign node. And I'll throw in Mr. Fantastic. There's not a lot of synergy in this team, but it's going to be more than enough for this campaign node. All right, guys, so we're in the mission right now. Again, we're going to skip the dialogue. We don't want to have any spoilers for you guys, but there's my team right here. There's the enemy team over here. You can increase the speed of the battle right here. You can have the battle autoplay by pressing this button. We're going to play this in normal speed just so you guys can see everything. So when you're in the match here, you can see rescue skill is ready to go because all the bars are filled up right here. You can click and hold down on a skill to see what it does in battle. And then you can target characters by clicking on them, and you'll see the little targeting reticle on them. And you can see which character is going based on this little green circle beneath them. So let's basic attack this guy. All right. Now we're going to see what American Chavez can do. The animations in this game are pretty sweet, though, I do got to say. So Shield Trooper just took some damage. We're going to use Mr. Fantastic's ultimate. As you can see, his special is not ready to go yet. You need 1 more turn to fill up all the energy for that. But let's use his ultimate right there. Look at that. All right, so Mr. Fantastic took out this character. I believe my shield did not do that much damage. But again, I have Colossus here as a safety net. He's going to be going to town on these guys. Ooh, my shield guy got knocked out. All right, we're gonna give everyone a barrier with rescue right here. So barriers are sort of like shields. They're like an additional health bar in a way. It's this blue on top of the green of the health bar. So this is sort of additional damage they can take before they'll actually start taking real damage that goes to their health pool. This dark blue bar beneath your character shows how long until they go. So for example, American Chavez's bar is full. That means she's going right now. Rescue's bar is not full at all, so that means there's a long time till she goes. Rescue's going to attack again. Mr. Fantastic special is now online, so we'll use that. All right, there we go. Now we just got to take down Hulk. Now, hopefully Colossus gets to go soon, because Colossus will have this done in 1 hit. Wow. What a way to end it right there. That's called a finisher. It does the same amount of damage as the normal basic attack would, but sometimes if a skill is going to kill an enemy, there's a unique animation we'll play. Alright guys, so that's the basic of Marvel Strike Force. I took you guys through the character screen. I showed you how you'd increase the power level of a character, the stats of a character and how that works, and I showed you guys basic combat. I'll be back next time with the next part of my Marvel Strike Force beginner guide. With that being said, I hope everyone stays safe and happy until then. But what do I really know? I am only an 18-year-old. Have a nice day, guys.